Behind every BonnaVilla home is a team and process built on quality and collaboration. I'm here with Heather Dubas with BonnaVilla and Ryan O'Neal with Eagle Crest to talk about how they maintain quality in every home purchased. So Heather and Ryan, you guys have been working together over the past couple of years, and there's a lot of back and forth, there's a lot of collaboration between the two of you. So Heather, kick us off with talking a little bit about what it's like working with Eagle Crest as one of your builders.
It's a lot of fun, and really it's been exciting over the last couple of years. I mean, Ryan coming on, bringing his knowledge from being in the manufactured and modular housing industry, as well as being with Chief in an estimating role, has been a huge asset to Eagle Crest. And then also just being hungry to get out there and make sure that we've got our homes going into our surrounding communities. And so really honestly, it's just been kind of a fun and exciting experience over the last couple of years.
And Ryan, for you, obviously you've been in the industry and you really kind of kicked the process off after talking with your home buyers and rolling it into BonnaVilla. So talk about what does that process look like for that first conversation, and then how you work with Heather throughout the entire customization process of that home.
Yeah, really it's just, again, once we get the basic information and stuff from the customer, then that's when we kind of hand it off to Heather, and she kind of takes control of it and fills in the holes and the gaps, and what about this, and did you think about that, and that sort of thing. And I look at her through the whole process kind of like the hub of our wheel, right? So if I need engineering, if I need drafting, if I got something going on the plant floor or site work, whatever it is, she's kind of the go-to and takes care of it for us. So.
And you just mentioned that, the drafting and design. Heather, what does that process look like? After you get this handoff, you get this new order, what's your process that you then take from there and move it along?
So when I receive an order from Ryan or his team, it's usually got, we use the word red lines a lot. So we like red pins in our industry. And so it's usually got any markups on it that the customer is wanting as far as customizations or options that they're wanting to add in. And so I take that from them, and then I either make some little minor modifications in my own language that goes back to our engineering department. And then that is all submitted, and then they will draw it up the way that we've requested it. So, and then that comes back to Ryan and his team so they can meet with their customer and continue the process of either getting approvals or making small changes. And so it's really great. And like I said, Ryan has a great background with that. And so getting clean orders from my builders is very important, and that's something that Ryan's great at.
And so at what point does it hit the plant floor?
So it can take several weeks to several months before it hits the plant floor. But again, we have a process that goes through where Ryan and I are going back and forth. We're going back and forth with our engineering team. And then we also have another piece in there that once that's all done and we've kind of got it to where it needs to be, it goes through a review process with our upper management team of each department that's at BonnaVilla. And then once that's done and they figure out little questions that maybe we've missed, and we go back and get that answer from the customer, then it's released to our production line. So they can order all of the materials, they can get it ready, and then that's usually, several weeks in there, and then it gets onto the plant floor.
And there are so many quality control pieces on the plant floor and through your entire team and process for both of you. Heather, can you talk a little bit about what does that quality control look like on the plant floor to make sure that this house that gets shipped out is absolutely the highest quality possible?
Absolutely. Well, I think it starts from the beginning. I mean, the process starts so early on with all these little things and checks that we're doing for each process. But we have a quality control manager, and then he has several people under him that are in the different areas of the plant as the house is going through. And we have several stations. And so it's getting checked daily. Sometimes you'll walk through the plant and you'll see some tape on a wall here or there, and that means that that's been checked over and maybe it needs to be fixed or something along those lines. And so again, we've got several processes in place before the house leaves that to make sure that the quality control is there.
And I know quality doesn't stop there once it leaves the plant, Ryan. It then gets delivered to the site. What's the process you go through in order to make sure that quality stays consistent throughout the rest of the build?
Yeah, we once the house is to the site, then we basically go through, and there's an actual checklist that comes with the house to make sure that we have all the materials that are needed to finish the house. So that's the first thing we do. And then our guys get to work on actually doing all the finish work and putting the flooring in and drywall work and that sort of thing. And so that process is really crucial, because again, that's the final product, right? And so we have checks and balances even with my crews to make sure that once we are done with it and we hand it over to the customer, it's a quality product. And even at that, we still do a room by room and go around the house and actually do a final checklist. And if there's something that needs adjusted or touched up, we make sure and do that right away. So.
And so the two of you are obviously working hand in hand. There's a lot of collaboration there. So Heather, if you were talking to somebody thinking about being a district manager for BonnaVilla, what would you tell them of why they should consider a role like this?
Absolutely. I mean, it's just a very rewarding job. We talked a little bit earlier about how we're providing a home for someone that they're going to spend their holidays and family meals and just important things throughout their life. And so, again, it's just very rewarding. And there's no day is the same. Again, so it keeps things exciting. You get to know people, and your builders become like friends and family to you. So it really is kind of a big, just happy family of people working together. So.
And Ryan, obviously working with Heather, you have that partner, that person you can go to. You talked about, you really rely on her for engineering and design to talk to the team. So from a benefit standpoint, from a builder, what would you say are the biggest benefits you get as a BonnaVilla builder?
Quality is a big one, right? Again, I've been in the industry for a long time, and so quality is a big one. Customizability, if that's a word, that's another one. Being able to get exactly what the customer wants, and just communication, I think, is the other big one. I'm big on communication. I'd rather over talk something than have people questioning and wondering about something. And BonnaVilla and Heather are really good about communicating and making sure that you're taken care of through that whole process and not just hanging out there somewhere.
Well, there are a lot of benefits to a district manager, to being a builder for BonnaVilla, and a lot of benefits that also go to the end customer, as they are the one purchasing the home and living and filling that space. And so we can't wait to see all of the partnerships that the two of you have and what that means for the community and the families who get to live in those homes. So best of luck to you and what the future holds for you, and we can't wait to see what that looks like.
Absolutely.
Thank you.